Last night, the Republican Party of San Diego County held a forum with the 4 GOP candidates running for the 50th Congressional District. A hot seat, a hot contest.
Definitely. But what was interesting is in the end, the party actually didn't choose to endorse one of the candidates in the race. That's going to be one of the hottest contested in the upcoming 2020 election. So here now to talk more about this whole situation is KUSI Contributor and AM 760 radio host, Mr. Mark Larson. Welcome.
Well, thank you. As predicted last night, there wasn't a clear winner. This gets back to why this race got so crowded. It's going to be probably the most contested race in the country. A lot of money going into it because it's been a reliably Republican district. Then comes the indictments of Duncan D. Hunter, a longtime Hunter kind of a seat where his dad was in there. Both of them doing a lot of great things in that district for years. But when you have an indictment and a day in court, and then this date last night with the GOP, coupled with the primary moving up to March from June, no choice but for the other candidates to go, I better get in. I don't think any of them really, they all hoped for an endorsement, but I don't think any of them really expected that in that crowded of a
Yeah,
field.
but why not choose a candidate to endorse? I mean, I was surprised that they didn't actually make their favorite known.
Well, there were like 1,200 people there last night. There's 49 people who are the voting entities. 6 of them have specific affinities with different candidates. So already that's a very inside kind of an insular group. You need to get 33 votes out of that to be endorsed. According to what the Union Tribune actually picked up, somebody had taken a photo and they got it leaked. DeMaio got 21 votes at one point. Hunter had 14 at one point. Brian Jones had 14. You need to get 33. ISA, according to that report, had none. Now, that's, again, it's a snapshot with a whole lot of interesting baggage tied to it as well. So it doesn't matter. It helps to have the endorsement. It would have been very awkward had the Republican Party voting entity decided to go for Hunter when he hasn't his day in court. Now, ISA said absolutely right last night. He said in his comments, if Duncan Hunter gets off those charges, then we'll have a different discussion, and so will the voters. So that's where it's going to be interesting. But it's a very strange situation, not unprecedented in Congress or in any race where you don't get an endorsement. Democrats have had that impasse before, too.
Well, Kamenejar, he's polling higher than everybody. So at the end of the day, they want to keep that seat in Republican hands. So they don't want to really knock any one of the candidates, because our Ashley Rodriguez, she was there last night, and she said, honestly, a lot of them, all of these guys have a lot of support. They're popular with everybody.
And they've all been friends over the years. Now, you know, politics make weird enemies sometimes, too, because they're all very driven, or they wouldn't be running and having all the public scrutiny. It all boils down to, if the district goes to the Democrats, that'd be a huge sea change. It's unlikely in the district. I live in the district. I thought about running there twice till I slapped myself into submission and thought I'll never ever think about that again. I mean, I seriously thought about it, especially in 2008.
You don't have video of that, do you?
No, but it's something we can hope for, I'm sure. So, but it could happen. We have this Prop 14 legacy in California now, where you don't have the old format where you have one Republican, one Democrat, you go to the general election after the primary. It's the 2 top vote getters. Theoretically, you could have the weaker of the Republican candidates, and I don't want to say if there is one or not in that bunch, but political operatives will look at that, going up against Kamenejar, and because it gets sort of diluted, that could be an interesting matchup if they're the top 2 vote getters. You could theoretically have 2 Republicans going up, but if 2 of them rise up. The other thing is, if you have somebody new in Congress, they all have their connections. DeMaio has his, a lot of different issues. He's right on a lot of these issues. Brian Jones has shown he can work with the other side of the aisle in Sacramento for years. He lives in the district. The others don't. Hunter, of course, is Hunter, and that legacy's there, plus the challenges he has now. But the good stuff, too. And really, Darrell Issa probably brings in, if you look at connections for the district, may bring the best. He can go in there and jump right back after a couple of years off, right back to some seniority status. Like, you go in there, like you still have tenure. So he can get assigned to the committees, because a lot of times if you're a freshman or a woman or whatever, freshman is the term, to come to Congress and you're the newbie, you got to start, you know, you're the last person in the room. But in this hot seat, there will be, so somebody going in with that kind of record could bode well with an ISA. But they all carry various strengths, and none of them are getting endorsed by the GOP in the county. So
very interesting. I don't think that we're going to stop talking about this anytime soon.
Oh,
so
no,
stay
it's
close.
It's going to get interesting, and it'll get ugly, and there were signs of occasional prickliness last night. So we'll see how that goes.
They're all being cordial for now.
That's right.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.